Hello DHS and welcome back to another school year and yet another season of Blue Wave News.
Classes are back in session, there's tons of changes around school, and we're here to preview all of them.
So Jesse, how was your summer? Did you do anything fun?
I did. I went to Block Island with my family, dabbled in lifeguarding, you know. What about you, Alex?
Got to go to camp, got to travel around, just had a whole bunch of fun.
Hey, speaking of fun and travel, we've got some new visitors coming here to DHS. It's that time of year again, DHS. The Chinese exchange students are back in town. Here's Camden Horan with the story.
The China Exchange Program will be taking place here in Darien starting September 27th. I sat down with Mr. Egan for some more details.
The China Exchange Program consists of 13 DHS students who all applied in the spring and were accepted for the year-long class. It starts in the fall, and in the fall we host the Chinese students who are coming this year from Qingdao, from the Qingdao number 58 school. And they arrive September 27th. They'll be here through October 8th. There will be plenty of things going on around the school, so look for us and look for ways to get involved.
We're leaving in April. We're going a week before April break and during and then after April break. We're also going to Washington, D.C. on October 3rd for the weekend to show the China students around Washington, D.C. and we're also going on a New York trip to show them New York.
Thanks for that, Camden. Won't be too long before we see the new students in our hallways, so let's all make sure to give them a warm welcome to our school.
So Alex, are you excited for the upcoming football season?
You bet I am.
Have you gone down to the field lately to see the construction?
I have, actually. It's all part of a new project by the Darien Athletic Foundation to install bathrooms, snack bars, and some new amenities down at the stadium turf. Our own Home Roser and Ben Sheed have the scoop.
Yes, so we're very excited that the DAF, the Darien Athletic Foundation, has gifted to the school a new concession stand bathroom that they're in the process of building right now. Hopefully have it up for Thanksgiving, but that still remains to be seen. Plans are to sell food items out of it during home events, and we're very excited for the opportunity to have that here at the school.
I'm excited because you can get some food and drinks while you're watching the game.
Our school feels like a professional sporting complex rather than a high school.
Pretty pumped because I'm always thirsty and hungry when I go to the games, big football games, so I'm looking forward to it.
Neighboring towns, especially New Canaan, has one, so it's nice to have one too.
I'm really excited about the snack bar because now I can eat whatever I want, whenever I want.
Thanks for that, guys. There's a lot of new stuff going on this year.
There definitely is. And hey, Jesse, speaking of new stuff, do you have any idea what's going on with the P Drive?
I think I can speak for all of us when I say I have no idea.
Well, thankfully, our man Florian Ickham Van Dyke sat down with Miss Biddle to learn about the updates. Here he is now with the details.
What is Google Drive?
Google Drive is a place for you to store all of your files, and you can access it from anywhere in the world on any computer.
Why is DHS switching to Google Drive?
One of the reasons is that you have more storage. You'll have 30 gigs of storage versus 5 or 10 on your old P drive. It also makes it easier to collaborate on projects with other students and teachers, makes sharing a lot easier, and it also integrates Google Calendar, so you all have access to Google Calendar, and any of your teachers that decide to use Google Calendar to post assignments, they can do that too. In addition to Google Calendar, there's Google Classroom, which some teachers are already using. So Google Classroom also seamlessly integrates Google Drive with assignments.
What do students need to know?
If they haven't changed their password yet for this year, they need to change their network password. Once that's done, they can go to drive.google.com or any other way that they would get to Google Drive and sign in using their network ID.
So Alex, are you going to the homecoming game this year?
Absolutely, I wouldn't miss it.
And the dance?
That's my plan.
And the pep rally?
Not gonna lie, the pep rally is probably my favorite part, so I'll definitely be there for that.
Perfect. Well, I don't know if you've heard, but there's a lot of new changes to it this year.
All right, go on.
Well, I sat down with Jenny Schrenker, Vice President of Student Council, to get the details.
Last year, homecoming didn't really get that big of a crowd in attendance, so we decided to change up the theme. We're taking the last 30 minutes of school on Friday that we usually have our pep rally and move it to Saturday during the dance. We're gonna have more of a carnival pep rally type theme. Instead of the formal dance, we're going to be letting students and faculty come in casual attire. The carnival games that we'll be having are a photo booth, a dunk tank, a popcorn machine, and a cotton candy machine.
I think the theme is awesome. I love it. Who doesn't want to go to a carnival?
For the whole day change and having it be after the football game just doesn't really make sense to me, to be honest.
Nonetheless, I'll still encourage my team to be there.
The whole swim team is going to be there. Everybody else should be there too.
I think the superfans will attend, but not as a whole.
After this year, we'll see how these homecoming changes have helped the attendance at the dance, and if it's a positive change, then we'll keep them.
Field hockey will be there, as well as the rest of the school, right? And I can't wait.
Wow, I gotta say, that is a pretty big change from last year.
It sure is. Everyone remembered to go to the game and the dance. It's shaping up to be a great night.
Now, I'm sure we're all excited for that homecoming game on the 27th against Bassick, but there has been no shortage of sports action around here since the year started. The fall season is going strong, and from the pool to the pitch to the court, our teams have been in action. I'm going to head on over to the sports desk now to give you some highlights and recaps from the first week of play. Hello and welcome to this week's Sports Roundup on Blue Wave News. The fall season is underway, and DHS's teams have shown promising starts throughout the first week of play. Boys soccer got their season started off right with a 1-1 record. That included a win over West Hill by a score of 2-0. West Hill is a perennial challenge for the Wave, but behind goals from Henrik Stockinger and Kevin Clarer, the boys in blue got the victory. Girls soccer has seen similar results, including a 3-0 win over Greenwich on the road. Into the gym now, we'll take a look at girls volleyball, who's 2-0 so far. They've shown no mercy against opponents, handily defeating both Brian McMahon and Bassick. The perennial FCI contenders have shown the skills needed to take the team deep into the postseason. Down to the stadium turf now, we'll take a look at Blue Wave field hockey. The girls are 1-1 so far after opening their season with a win against Ridgefield and falling just short of national powerhouse Lakeland. The squad lost a lot of seniors with the class of 2014, but this year's team is showing promise to live up to the caliber expected for Darien field hockey. Girls swim and dive kicked off their season with a crushing victory over Fairfield Ward on the road. They've been state contenders in the past, and with this year's roster, it's likely that they will live up to that yet again. Blue Wave football has only played one game so far, but there's been no scarcity of excitement. They took on SCC opponent Hill House up in West Haven and beat them 47-25. Junior quarterback Timmy Graham led the air attack, notching 3 touchdowns on the afternoon. For the next game, the Wave will take their talents to Greenwich to take on the Cardinals. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Sports Roundup. For more sports, head on over to our friends over at Wavecast. You can find them on YouTube by searching Wavecast, or keep up with updates, scores, and news on Twitter at DHS Wavecast. Thank you for watching. Now back to Blue Wave News.
Hey seniors, whatever your plans are this year, make sure they end with an internship. Do you have one planned, Alex?
I'm definitely going to be taking up an internship this spring, but still sorting the details out. And hey, it's never too early to start. So our own Sam Elwell sat down with Mr. Janosko to talk more about senior internships.
Ask any member of last year's senior class one of the highlights of their year, and they would probably tell you going on an internship. Ask anyone who didn't go on an internship, you could probably guess their biggest regret. The internship program takes seniors out of the classroom and into real-world jobs for the last month of their high school career, engaging in jobs that will expand a student's horizon just prior to college, and you get out of finals. One of the program's leaders, Mr. Janosko, was very pleased with the success of last year's program when I spoke to him earlier this week.
Well, although there are areas of the program that need to be cleaned up a little bit, last year's version of the DHS Senior Internship Program was successful in a number of ways, most prominently the number of students who participated. Last year's senior class had 170 students ultimately line up and complete internships last spring.
Mr. Janosko also had information for those seniors looking to go on an internship this year.
The good news for this year's seniors is that all of you will be able to begin your process of lining up an internship site right now. The best move that you can make as a senior is to sign up for a free account on edmodo.com. On that website, we're going to be supplying you with all the necessary information about the program, and we're going to also provide you with a wealth of information about seniors who have already done internships in the past and all of their sites and all the necessary information that you'll need to start your process of looking. I would advise you to take 2 minutes, sign up for that website, and then you'll be off and running. And whenever you decide to get serious about looking at an internship site for the spring, you'll have that information at the ready. Good luck.
No senior should want to miss out on this opportunity. If you have questions, see Mr. Janosko or Mr. Nelson. For Blue Wave News, I'm Sam Elwell.
What is the Eco-Citizens Club all about?
Basically, our mission is to promote sustainability locally and globally, and doing that through our school, through the town, and we donate to different organizations in the country once a year.
Why should someone join Eco-Citizens?
It's awesome. It's really fun. We get to do projects around school, like the recycling projects. We're planting a green roof right now on top of the cafeteria. We have donuts in the morning. It's great.
When does the club meet?
Tuesday mornings in Miss Johnson's room, which is C106 at 7:10.
Okay, so last but not least, we're going to be showcasing the return of Student Spotlight.
In the past, we've done artists, musicians, all sorts of people. What have you got planned this time, Alex?
A little bit of a different take this time, and I'm sure most of you have seen the DHS schedule app. You might even have it on your own phone. I sat down to talk with the man behind it all, Jack O'Shea.
So what got you started in app making? What made you sit down one day and just decide, I want to start programming?
I started in late middle school. One day I just decided to see if I could do some programming, and I had an iPod Touch and I started Googling things around. But for freshman year I made myself a schedule app. So after my first year, people kind of started to ask me, well, what's that thing you're using? And I told them, and then they said we should make it for everyone.
So you talked about those games that you made so many days ago, and you talked about the schedule app that I'm sure everyone knows about. But in between that, how have you developed your skills? Have you gone to any camps, or what have you been doing?
No, I actually haven't taken any classes or camps or anything. Mostly just, the internet is a fantastic resource. Google is basically your best friends whenever you're trying to learn how to program anything. Chances are, if you have a problem, someone else has had the same problem before you. This summer I had an internship at a tech startup in Brooklyn with a company called Skisi. And last winter I made this little project for museums that kind of connects your phone to the exhibit that you're standing in front of and will display more information about it. So I made a demo and I took it into the Museum of Natural History. I met with their associate director of digital learning. I might pursue that project more in the future.
I'm sure everyone in the school has seen you around tech ed a lot, so what are some other things you do other than programming?
Well, something I'm surprised not everyone at our school knows though yet is we have three 3D printers in the tech ed department that students can use whenever they want, and I use basically every day. If anyone wants to print anything, they can come see me for help and we can get that going. So I do a lot of 3D design and that type of thing on the in their drafting area.
So what advice do you have to someone who's trying to get started making apps?
Just start as soon as you can and start working on things yourself. You don't need anyone to help you. Just start figuring things out and playing around with things. You can't really break anything. It's not like something's going to go terribly wrong and you're going to crash your computer or blow up your house. Just type things in and see what happens.
Really interesting to learn about such a talented student here at DHS.
It really is. And if you don't have it already, go to the iTunes App Store and search for DHS Schedule, and you can get Jack's app for yourself. It's free.
I definitely plan on doing that. You know, Alex, I think we're running out of time.
Indeed we are, Jesse, and that's all we got for you today on Blue Wave News. Make sure to hit us up on Twitter at DHSBWN, round-the-clock coverage of events, news here at Darien High School. Thank you for watching DHS. I'm Alex Hager.
And I'm Jesse Hallstrom.
This has been Blue Wave News.